Hey everyone, this is Dan, the GM, bringing you episode 140 of What the Dice. Well, I have been trying and actually succeeding. I'm not saying I'm not, but we are still building a community and we want you to join us. If you head on over to whatthedice.weebly.com, you can find our Discord tab. Click on that and join our Discord. We'd love to hang out and chat with you. If Discord's not your thing, you can join us on Twitter, and we would love to get to know you and get you a shout out. And if you are a podcaster and you want a collab, please reach out to us. We would absolutely love to work with everyone. We definitely want to build a community with other tabletoppers like ourselves, because this is a community thing and one story isn't enough. That's all I've got. Enjoy this week's episodes, my friends. I'm Dan the GM. This is episode 140. This is What the Dice. And you are amazing. It is late at night as we stare at the ceiling of our room, watching the lantern above swing with the unseen strength of the wind that is blowing outside. It is a blizzard out. The guards have shut down. The town is shut down. There's no one brave enough to exit this whiteout of a blizzard. As we look out the window, we can see nothing but whiteness. We take a deep breath and we sigh out, seeing tinges of our breath in the air. The fireplace in the corner does little to fight back the blistering cold. As we close our eyes, we hear the storyteller's voice echo around us. Well, me friends, it seems as if the only way we may speak is through the echoes of the banner, through dreams, through the elements. Well, me friends, let us pick up where we left off, shall we? Pycho has trapped the adventurers in this strange hallway, making them run through a gauntlet of strange step traps, light traps, and shotguns aplenty, to reach a final room where there's a scene of destruction. The harvester's body left up, and the words that he was waiting for them in the pool. Well, the room where the pool is at. We left with Faye saying something about the suit he was wearing. Well, my friends, lay back, embrace the words, and hear me tale. In the last episode, y'all got deeper and deeper into the hallway, following the trail that the Pycho has left you, ending up with a wall of shotguns, which after a few grenades you dealt with, finding a arm of a certain harvester and a watch that Defibulus will probably claim as his own. You make your way to the last hallway. In there, Kalila can smell the smell of decay and death. Seeing destruction and bullet holes riddling, she uses a knife to look down the hallway to see the impaled torso of the harvester, with a note saying that the Pycho is waiting at the pool. And Faye curses the whatever suit he is wearing. We come back with you in the hallway of death and bullets. What would you guys like to do?
Faye is still muttering about that suit.
Kalila has spun on her cat foot and is starting a Angry, but still focused. I don't want to say march, but almost march back to the pool.
Hey guys, before we go down there, how do we deal with that suit if he's been running around us this entire time and we haven't seen him?
I don't think that he's... Well, oh wait, that suit. That's what she meant by that suit.
Yeah, so, like, he could have been standing on the ceiling watching and laughing, for all we know.
Or he was using the cameras and he's just been sitting and waiting somewhere. Hence why he was getting irritated that I was breaking his toys.
Well, you do a good job of breaking them.
And this is why you don't want me to touch your gun.
I never said you couldn't touch it. You said you didn't like it because it's loud.
Yes, I know, but I'm making the assumption you probably don't want me to touch it. I probably would break it somehow.
That's why I would teach you how to use it properly.
Nod. But he's obviously waiting for us back at the pool.
Well, he says he is.
That, and given the, as she sniffs the air, to confirm the rate of decay. Can I roll, like, my hunter thing to give it an approximation of how long that corpse has been sitting there?
Just based on what you see, it's been there for a couple of days.
This was set days ago. I don't think he's in here with us. I think he killed this, set all these traps, and then planned this big show of an attack.
I think he would still want to see it in person. I think that's the kind of sickness that invades his mind.
That, or he could watch it through the cameras. That's close enough for somebody who's used to it.
I mean, maybe? I don't know.
This guy's quite literally a psycho.
Yeah, which is why I lean more towards he's been with us. And may actually still be with us.
I don't think he is.
Honestly, I'm kind of impressed. Kind of disgusted, but also impressed.
The level of skill, sure, I will acknowledge that. But I don't think that I don't think he's with us. He would have attacked us by now. Why just follow us all the way here to watch it in person to lead us all the way back where he's supposed to be waiting for us?
He just might really have wanted us to see everything he's done in his past and make us fear him.
Yeah, an intimidation roll, and an acknowledgement. Look at me, how grandeur I am. He's full of himself.
I mean, it could also just be madness. Madness cannot be reasoned with, not for long.
That's why I don't think he's here, because that wouldn't make sense and it's too logical. That's too much of a sane mind.
No, it would be madness to be here with us.
He's at the pool. My thing is this entire thing's been an entire elaborate ambush, so this is the final trap is more ambush. So we have until we get back to the pool to figure it out.
Alright, so options.
Well, judging by the amount of ammo he has expended just fighting whoever he fought in these last few rooms, I don't think like a direct ambush is more his style, more of just I'm going to spray bullets at everyone and everything that moves.
Yeah, we'll probably be attacked when we walk in any door or wherever he's at. So grab some metal things as shields.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know the strength of his weapon. I don't know if he'll punch hole through metal.
Well, we saw a room with a bunch of bullets in it. Let's go see if we can see any bullets that punch through some metal.
This hallway also has a bunch of bullet holes in it.
Study the holes.
You poke and prod, and you're able to stick almost half of your pointer finger into the hole before hitting the stopped bullet head. So it looks like it can easily puncture through about 2 inches of the wall steel.
How thick is a door?
You've seen different thicknesses of doors since you've been around.
I say the only way we're going to be able to come up with an effective plan is figure out the room that he's going to be in. Let's at least get out of this trapped hallway. We can hang up in the computer room, the room just before the pool, and figure out our plan.
Sounds like a good idea.
As you guys make your way through this trapped hallway, slowly ensuring to check where you step and check where you move, and step over any traps that look like you didn't fully disarm them. You take your time getting through, and you come back to the computer room where this whole gauntlet of mazes had started. The computer here are still skillfully disassembled and damaged to where they look like they are not working. One thing you do notice is that the computer that Defibulus messed with, it looks like someone had come and taken a bunch of parts away from it. And you see a little note kind of hidden that just says thanks with a little line and then Emma.
Defibulus is going to see how many of these other computers could be repaired and turned back on.
I think you said that they were intentionally disassembled with skill, but left to look like they were messily it took a skilled eye. Then they look like they're in
Right.
shambles, but they're really just neatly disassembled.
I have an idea, guys.
What's your idea?
Okay, then, yeah.
I wonder if our friend knew she was in trouble when Pycho was hunting her.
Mm-hmm.
She deliberately left the message for Emma in here. What if she set up the terminals in here, disabling them enough that someone could put them back together and use them and maybe deal with Pycho that way?
Let's try and put one back together and see if your theory's right. Putting one computer back together.
Yeah, Defibulus will reassemble one of the other ones.
Do you want to just take your time and take 20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Defibulus is busy.
While he's doing that, Kalila's going to be investigating by the pool door, but not going into it, and is being stealthy as she does it.
Give me a stealth roll.
38.
With a 38, you stare out at the pool, and it is just as you left it. You see no extra doors that are hidden or that are obvious. You don't see anything out of place. You don't see him standing there. It looks exactly as if you left it.
She is suspicious, but not saying anything since she can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking everything over and considering the information she knows, trying desperately to get any kind of handle on this guy, come up with any kind of idea or plan or thought or anything. This is partially a mental battle for Faye.
She's standing perfectly still, or is there a pacing, or did she find a chair to sit and stare at the doors at?
All of the above.
There are a couple little, like, have you ever seen those, like, rolling chairs in, like, labs where it's basically just a piece of plywood with a very, very sad excuse for a seat pad?
Kind of like a doctor's office stool.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, what about him?
That's the kind of chairs that you guys would be seeing.
Oh, those horrible things.
Yes. So every time, like, Faye sits down or stands up, there's that squeak, squeak.
I hate those.
And they're also, they're wobbly. Like, all of them have a wobble. Like, they're all missing a piece of foot or they're unbound. So it's that when you sit, there's also that, like, uncomfortable, like, wiggle.
All this technology and they can't get comfortable chairs.
Yep, plight of everything. Now, Kalila's still stealthily staring out the door into the pool room. And just because she's on, like, anger, cat, high alert, hunter, she is going to detect magic to see if there's anything even remotely magical in that room that might shimmer. And she's also trying to get into hunter brain. How to fight this prey.
As you switch your vision to the magical vision, there is that void of magic all around you. Kind of like when you looked at the collector's eyepiece. It gives you that blacky, devoid of magic look.
All right.
5 minutes tick by, 10 minutes tick by, 15 minutes tick by. Defibulus, you are connecting wires, and some wires have been cut short, so you're going to different panels, grabbing the same colored wires and twisting and matching and working on it. Eventually, you are able to get a console up and running. There's the hum of a computer as it beeps and chirps as it powers up. It looks like it'll take about another 2 or 3 minutes for the system to boot up on this computer. Is there anything anyone would like to do while this computer slowly boots up?
Kalila, you figure out where he's at in there?
No. There's nothing out of place. I can't see any extra cracks in the wall or hidden doors. It's pristine in there. So he's hiding. I know he's hiding. But I can't figure out where.
Can you smell him?
I'd have to open the door and go in there. I might be able to, but not without giving away that we're here. And I wasn't going to do that until you tried your computer thing and we were ready to.
Makes sense.
There is a computer chime as it has this like Windows 98 welcome icon up. And you just see the term user with no password. A couple minutes pass by again and it logs in. The controls that you're seeing are for the pool of water. You see turning on the water or filling the water, draining the water, adding purification chemicals, running tests to see purification levels, stuff like that. Stuff that you would see for, like, Defibulus, it would be stuff that your parents would have manually tested for. Like, if they're getting ready to use water, how acidic is the water? How base is the water? That kind of stuff is what you're finding on this console.
Anything good?
I recognize what it all does. It's like it's the stuff that my folks would have done when testing water, but manually. This does it automatically. Hello. I'm not. It says I can add water, turn off the water, add chemicals. It'll be useful once I have an idea what I'm doing with it.
Well, she'll give him the time needed to see if there's anything useful he can glean from it. But she's still standing at the door, that tail having that angry cat flick, as it seems like she has an unwavering stare into that room.
So are you going to continue to poke and prod this computer, Defibulus?
Yes.
As you begin to type in and go through different command consoles, you start to notice that there is a thing that's telling you what's in the water. Right now it is a saltwater mix with low pollutants. That the last time that it has been 5 years since the last purification run, but it is not detecting any bio waste or any any foreign substances in the water, that it is currently full to full capacity, and that the churning system is currently set on full. As Kalila can see out there, the water does have a slight movement, like there's something going around in a very slow circle inside the water.
Yeah, she remembers this water being deep, so she's assuming it's something's moving down at the bottom, but at the top you're not going to see the ripples as much.
Correct.
Does the computer give an indication what would happen if you overfilled the tank? Like you drew more water into the tank than it could hold?
It doesn't say, but if you try to, it tells you that it needs to have administrative override.
What chemicals does it say I can add to the water?
Stuff that you would see at a chemical treatment plant. So it's basically like iodine or things to help purify the water. I'm not a water technician. I don't know.
You're supposed to know these things.
I'm a GM, damn it, not a scientist.
Defibulus is going to think of how he can apply this to the situation of dealing with this guy and his gun.
Okay. Does anyone else want to do anything? I'm going to give Defibulus another 20 while he's poking around at the computer.
Kalila's just preparing herself for whatever fight. She's studying every single inch of this room, trying to see if there's anything that she could take advantage. Is there something suspicious more on the left, more on the right? You know, she knows her own spells that she has in her head and what might or might not be useful in some situations. Trying to figure out why he picked this as his battle zone. Like, so she's just studying the crap out of this room.
As you study this room intently, you see that there's like different consoles that are around that are like, you know, some say pH level, some say output level. There are a handful of carts that are just neatly tucked away with strange bottles on them. It doesn't look like this is an arena to fight in. This looks like an area that would give someone advantage at range, because you can't really cross the water without dealing with whatever is moving around, slow be it, but it still would make the water hard to trud through.
Well, you can't trud through this water. You'd have to swim through this water.
That's what I meant, is swim through.
Oh, okay.
Which would make you an easy target for anyone that is using anything like what Defibulus uses, or basically what you determined as he uses a firearm.
Now, there's a guardrail that goes around, right? That's what that one ring going around is. Is it like one of the hollow, here's a pole, and then here's a long pole, like, you know, tall pole, horizontal pole connecting to another tall pole? Or is it kind of a little bit more solid guardrail?
It's a little bit more solid guardrail, so it would be like poles every 3 feet with a solid piece of steel with a very fine mesh chain link, and then areas that's chain that you could probably swing open to reach into the water. But it is... Go ahead.
I was going to say, so it duck and cover, or is it kind of useless cover?
It is thin metal. Like, it looks like it is thin metal.
Yeah, ignoring the fact that there's guns, you could hide behind it and it would block an arrow. Maybe not bullets.
It looks like if you drew back an arrow with a metal tip, there's a good chance you would be able to, at minimum, pierce this metal. It is what would be akin to like aluminum.
Okay.
So it's more of a
body. You don't roll over accidentally into the water.
Right.
So, yeah, so she's studying that. So this guy wants ranged. So she's trying to get into the head of, okay, I'm a ranged fighter, he's a ranged fighter. He has a gun, think like Defibulus. He's hiding somewhere in one of these alcoves. So she's guessing he has to be hidden somewhere. Now, there's a hidden door that she can't figure out. That's her guess, because she could see the room clearly and there's nothing.
Yeah.
Or the ceiling. She's going to study the ceiling, too.
The ceiling is a glass dome that you can see up through.
Ballsy.
Defibulus, after poking around in this computer for some time, you realize that this is literally just a status computer, something that someone would use to help maintain levels in this water. But you do realize that this water is about 100 feet deep, based on the readouts you're reading.
Don't fall in if you can't swim, guys.
I can swim.
Yeah, that's 100 foot deep, though, so don't go down.
Because there's also a glass dome above us. And it looks like the guardrail is so thin, it's really just to prevent you from, if you tripped and fell, you wouldn't fall in the water. Or maybe if you dropped something, it wouldn't bounce in, but it's not protective. I'm thinking the only thing we can go do is go in cautiously and be prepared to duck or run. I'm not seeing any advantage.
Did Emma say anything about a weakness to these suits?
I don't think she said anything about the suit.
She knows that he has it, but that it was experimental.
Oh, okay.
So are you guys going in now?
I don't think we have any other option.
Not much of one.
The only thing that I can possibly think of to give us any little bit of cover is I can cast my fireball and hover it just above the water to create a thick steam and give us a bit of a visual cover while we sneak in. Because we didn't disable the cameras in this room because we didn't notice the cameras until we were in, pointing to the room she's standing in, this room. So he could still see us and know we're here.
Could we just go ahead and disable the cameras through the video? Or
My guessing is as soon as we open the door, he's gonna know.
Through the computers.
The box.
Can we disable the cameras through the computers that Fabulous has put back together?
Let me take a look.
It is only for the water treatment system.
Nope, only for the water treatment system. So unless we can find the way to use the water to reveal him, I don't know.
Can we get Emma to disable the cameras?
You can
Yeah.
always ask.
Hey, Emma.
There's a crackle and a static before Emma speaks up.
What's up?
Do you know any way to disable the cameras out here, or something that screws up that stealth suit?
Stealth suit's experimental. I don't know anything about it. The cameras, I can patch into them, but I can't do anything past that. We get a little bit of control. The only one that can actually shut off them is administration. Like the administrator of administration, like the head honcho. They're the only one that have the access to the cameras in that regard. There's a security protocol that means that they cannot be turned off, so that there's always recording going on.
Gotcha. You say the stealth suit was experimental, right?
Yeah.
Well, did you guys have earlier models of them?
I was a soldier, a guard. I didn't have access to that. That was the scientists.
Well, damn. Alrighty.
Hang on, don't we have an in with a couple of scientists up there in admin?
Yeah, when they want to talk to us.
They always contact us, not the other way around. That, and typically we would wave at a camera to get their attention, and, well, she holds up her bow.
That and this floor has been compromised. The communication is very staticky. If admin is trying to get a hold of you, they're not going to get through. You would just get a bunch of static.
What about our badges? The comm badge, identification badge.
That would get you indoors. It's not a communication pathway unless... Well, I think one of the AIs that they were testing with was able to patch into it, but they deleted that AI pretty quick because it got sentient.
Hey, Emma.
Interesting, because it contacted us earlier.
I don't know. Not a scientist, just a soldier. I hit things very hard.
Hey, Emma.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Stupid question. You wouldn't happen to know how to make the water rise higher than I should with a code or anything, do you?
Contact administration.
Yeah. Defibrius is gonna rummage. Wait, he's gonna see if that one guy's badge would be effective with interacting with this computer. That one head maintenance guy.
He was maintenance, so he doesn't have administrative overrides. He basically can unlock broom closets.
I mean, valid, useful thing to do.
Sure, when you need a broom.
Can Defibrius make the thing underwater churn faster?
It is currently at full speed.
Oh, it is, and it's not flipping water up or anything.
No, it is at full speed. It's basically It would be it would go around about every 5 minutes. It's enough to keep the water moving so it doesn't get stagnant.
We've been in worse situations than this.
Oh, definitely. But I was wondering if we could get the water up high enough or something that we could electrically charge the water and shock the hell out of him.
I can electrically charge the water. We just got to figure out where he's at.
That's why I was also thinking raising the water, because then there'd be like, footprints. I mean, I don't think the seal can make footprints in water disappear.
The only other option that we have is if we sprint across to the other side, someone shoot the glass above and it floods the room and we shut the door behind us. If he's in there somewhere, he's stuck.
I'm kind of wondering how that will affect the rest of the structure will take, but I'm willing to try it.
I mean, I don't know how good of an idea it is because it could flood the entire system. Like, you would be flooding out an entire part, and I don't know how important this part of the, what is this place called? Facility is to Emma.
Hey, Emma.
Mm-hmm.
How important is this area to you guys?
It houses all of our fresh water and processes all the water.
Okay, that explains that. Okay.
Let me guess, no flooding?
Yeah, it's their primary source of fresh water.
Yeah, so unless you want to screw over everybody, we're just gonna have to go in and figure it out the hard way.
Alright, let's get on with it.
Do you want me to cast my fireball and make some steam in the room to give us some partial cover?
It might help. I mean, I don't know if he has the ability to see through steam and differentiate targets, but it might help.
That's the only thing I got, other than just walking in there. Alright, with no one saying anything other than that, she will cast Flame Sphere, hover it above part of the water, and fill the room with steam.
It is slow, but the water is slowly starting to boil, and you're starting to see bits of steam slowly rise.
Some cover is some cover.
The minute that orb takes shape, there are 2 beams of light that cast out from the corners. And they are pointing at a wall that begins to slowly move up. Kalila, you see 2 metal double doors behind that wall slowly start to appear. Written in blood, it says, "Welcome in, birdies."
My guess is that's where he wants us to go.
We got a welcome sign and everything.
Fun times, guys.
Alright, Kalila, since the room's filled with steam, will take the lead, since she's the hunter, and probably the fastest reactor, and make her way coming up from the right door, so coming up from the southeast.
As you make your way around, the air is getting thick with moisture as the spell continues to slowly bubble the water, which also seems to be rising to keep it full.
Okay.
Neat trick. Faye is following behind fairly closely.
As you get to the 2 large metal doors, they are sliding doors with 2 handles, one on the left door, one on the right door. Looks like they slide open.
They're closed currently?
They are closed currently.
And there's no panel to open it.
Nope, there is a handle, kind of like the, like grocery store doors, the old school ones, where it's the, kind of like a college doors, where you have them to where you can slide them open. I don't know how else to explain. They're doors on tracks.
Barn doors.
Yeah, barn doors is an apt term, I guess. You cannot see into this room. There's no windows in this door.
Well, you said those bullets could go the length of your finger through metal, right?
Half the length. So 1 to 2 inches.
You knew how thick that door was. I don't want to be up in front of that door when we open it. I'd like to find a better way to open that door.
Other than attaching some rope. But they're 10 feet. What if we crack it?
I mean, he's still gonna know when it moves.
That's what he wants.
Can we snag it with a grappling hook and pull it open?
I do have a grappling hook.
Hey, are there cameras?
Not that you see.
So there were no cameras in the water treatment room.
Not that you've seen.
Can I roll to see if I can see one?
Yep.
Kalila's gonna mutter under her breath about how she wishes she had Clyde here right about now. And curse under her breath and say very foul things about the rat scholar taking him.
34.
With a 34, you look around and there are a collection of cameras that look like they are not pointed at you, they're pointed at the water. It's clearly so that the people who are here to maintain the pool can see it.
Observation cameras. Okay, so he's probably not using these.
God knows. Well, since the door is shut and they're thinking about the grappling hook to open it up, she goes, what if one of us is on the other side of this door? So we have potentially an angular advantage.
What if we just knock politely?
If you want to go up and knock,
I mean, he won't expect it.
she'll motion, by all means. I'm staying behind the door. I still think we should crack it and see what's inside. What are you going to say if he does answer? Delivery?
Housekeeping?
Housekeeping?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways to just...
Defibulous is just going to very quietly go up, tie the grappling hook to the door, and get ready to pull it as he runs back to the other side.
Kalila will position herself on the opposite side for angular advantage.
Alright, if he doesn't answer the door politely, then go ahead and pull it open, but I'm gonna have Faye knock on the door. Let's see what happens.
It can't be any worse than Clyde wanting to hug everything. Going up and saying hello!
I'm going to ask this, Faye, and this is important. Are you standing in front of one door? Like, are you standing in front of the door, or are you standing center of the doors?
Center, why not? And she's just gonna reach up and knock. Like you would on somebody's front door. Avoiding the blood. No blood on the knuckles.
Alright. As you knock, there is a eerie silence before there is bullet hell rained upon the door, and you can literally see the door starting to have little dents. Then it goes quiet.
How many rapid tink-a-tink-tinks did we hear?
It sounded like he kept his trigger pulled for about 6 seconds.
Aw, Psycho, that wasn't a very warm welcome.
Are you still standing there?
Yeah?
Okay.
Oh no, I hear dice.
Kalila's bow is drawn ready.
There's another bullet hail as some of the bullets start to pierce through, and you take 40 points of damage as these bullets riddle through, leaving about nickel-sized holes in the door.
Still not a warm welcome.
Is she moving away or just standing there?
At this point, she's backing down the hallway, yes.
Also, are you dodging towards Defibulous or towards Kalila, left or right?
The northern wall, so looks like closer to Kalila. She'll probably just kind of lean against the wall and kind of back up against it, sliding along it back out.
She'll toss you a healing potion. Kalila's gonna go, Defibulous, that's punching through the door. Why don't we crack it? Don't pull it so hard. Give me just a couple-inch gap. As she pulls out one of her explosive arrows and holds it up for Defibulous to see.
I thought we said that was a bad idea.
I don't know.
Does he have a glass ceiling in there?
I mean, you're more than welcome to open up the door and look.
I'm very sure you'd like me to do that.
Hold on. He poked holes in the door with the bullets. Obviously, because he poked some holes in me. Can we peek through the holes?
Can you see through a nickel-sized hole from 10 feet away?
No. You'd have to get back close up to the door, but if he doesn't know you're there...
I'm not getting that close because he might be able to see the shadow. I'm a black cat.
Yeah, I don't want any more holes poked at me either.
Defibulous will, when Kalila is ready, crack the door for her.
She'll give a countdown on her paws. A 3, a 2, a 1, and as he yanks, she'll run up to the door and do a very quick aim shot to anybody she can see quickly.
The first thing I need is I'm going to need a, let's go sleight of hand for Defibulous to open it without him noticing.
29.
Let me roll his perception.
Yes, I would like to cast Perception, please.
You beat him by 1 point. So he is not paying attention as the door just cracks open just enough for Kalila to get her bow into position.
Now, can she get up on the door without him seeing her?
Roll stealth.
33.
Yep, you're able to get into position carefully.
She will take a peek, whether through the crack or through the hole. Is there a glass ceiling or glass whatevers?
There is not a glass ceiling. The room is well lit. And there are helmets of different harvesters, scouts, and enforcers decorating the wall.
His trophy room. All right.
Across from the door, you see him, and he has what looks like 3 or 4 stacks, or a stack of 3 or 4 magazines. And he is, at the moment, putting one into position, and you see his fingers run across the slide and lock it. And you hear him chuckle as he starts to lower the gun into position.
She's taking her quick shot before he has a chance to unload another round of bullet hell.
Roll.
30.
That is a hit.
It was with an explosive arrow because she didn't see glass. All right, so he takes from the arrow and my shot 11 damage, and then he takes 19 explosive damage. So a total of 30 damage.
After you take the shot, are you going to stand where you're at, or are you going to move?
Oh, she's getting the heck back in her hidey hole because she's expecting a barrage of bullets.
Just as you turn that corner, there is a barrage of bullets peppering the door, leaving more holes there. Some of them are actually passing through the opening that you have and just puncturing straight through the aluminum guardrail.
Well, while she's hiding on the other side of the wall, she's going to hold up her hands and make that whole, like, round ammo thing. So, like, round motion gun, reload action, and then hold up 4 to Defibulous.
He will nod back and see if he's running the trigger as long as he did last time when he shot through the door.
It is a full 6 seconds, and then there is the click as he stops.
Defibulous will move into the doorway and open fire on him.
All right. You just gonna blind fire, not aiming? Just
Don't think I could hit the drum he's putting in, could I?
that would be a called shot. So you can, but it boosts the DC. It is your call on that, though.
How hard would it be to dead shot his gun itself?
If you do that, you will not be able to get out of the way by the next barrage of bullets.
I'm hoping with that much damage to his gun, he won't be able to use it afterwards.
Yeah, no.
That's my hope. Does he at least look hurt from the blast he took?
You cannot get a clear sight of him.
Put at least 1 bullet into him, just to test something.
Go ahead and roll.
Nat 20.
Whoa! Crit damage!
Go ahead, roll your damage.
62 points of damage.
Nice.
Ow. Damn.
Yeah, when he crits, he hurts.
Yes, he does. All right. Faye, is there anything you'd like to try?
He's out of range for just about anything I do. I'm gonna reach over and touch Kalila with guidance.
Okay.
That gives me what, a +2?
It's a +1 competence bonus on a single attack roll, saving throw, or skill check.
All right. Which Defibulus managed to dodge back, right?
Yes.
All right. Kalila's going to be keeping eye on Defibulus because she's noticing that he's possibly recognizing the timing and waiting for a go signal from him.
Did dipshit return fire after I shot him or no?
No, he was reloading at that time.
All right, so we're going to wait to see if there's another barrage of bullets.
There's an eerie silence.
Kalila's going to very stealthily approach the door.
Roll your stealth.
30.
There's a barrage of bullets that come piercing through the door. You take 20 points of damage.
Ouch. Retreating.
But you were able to get back before before he opens fire. This one wasn't a complete 6-second burst. This was more of a 3-second, like, ta-da-da-da-da.
A quick cover.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't able to get up to the door.
Nope. It looks like the door's got enough holes in it to where he's able to at least see movement because you're in a well-lit room.
Just Faye.
Hmm?
Cast your double thing. Or summon Skeletor.
I left Mr. Skellingsworth with Emma with the decoy.
Can you summon another decoy of yourself?
Yeah, I can cast my copycat, but it stays within 5 feet of me.
So cast it in the middle of the doorway. Or at least partially in the doorway. He's shooting at motion, so if he thinks he sees a body, he might shoot at your copycat. I need him to shoot that last bit of bullets.
I will cast my copycat, and I will quickly dash across the doorway to Defibulus.
As you run through and cast your copycat, you can feel the bullets whizzing past you. Flicks of your hair get blown off as you slide up next to Defibulus, and there's a click as he is now reloading.
Okay, did he hit my copycat or no?
Yes, he hit the copycat. It was a barrage of it, but it's just the sheer amount of bullets went out, just missed you.
Okay, so that was slightly useful.
If he's reloading, if no one objects, Defibulus would like to try another shot at him.
She was either waiting to see if Defibulus is going to do it or if he's motioning Kalila. So if he takes the motion, well, she can shoot right behind him at the same time, couldn't she?
Yeah, you could shoot over his head.
Just you go low, I go high, and moves with him.
Okay. I'm gonna have Defibulus. I'm gonna risk a dead shot against him.
Okay.
Which I'm using the guidance, by the way.
Okay.
And she's still using the same explosive arrow since it didn't seem to create a gaping hole in the wall. 34 to hit.
All right, that is a hit.
And then I'm assuming Kalila and Defibulus are firing at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay, I have my numbers.
if you rolled anything above a 32, it's a hit.
So most hit,
Okay.
2 shots did not, and there are 2 crits in there too.
Nice, 2 crits?
Oh, God.
If you do over 100 damage, he is dead.
Well,
I don't think I can do that much, but we'll see.
all right, good to know. I did a total of 37 damage while he's...
So if you do more than 63 points of damage, he's dead.
Okay, yeah, he's dead. The single crit alone was 56.
As you both kind of line up between the shots and you both fire, between the explosion and the bullet to his chest, he hits that back wall and slides down, leaving a trail of blood against the wall. His blood quickly crystallizes as he slumps down. His hand releases the gun, and he lays limp.
Looks like he's down.
Defibulus is gonna shoot him in the head just for good measure.
Double tap!
Do you want me to roll to double tap him?
No, he's down. It's a coup de grace.
I don't care. I saw one of these guys get up last time.
While Defibulus does that, Kalila will turn to Faye and cast. I have a healing spell. Cure light wounds. You know he has a point there. Also, I healed Faye for 10 more points of damage.
Okay. Is anyone entering now?
Is that okay? So I guess breach the room.
Before anyone runs it, Defibulus is going to see if there are any traps.
Yeah.
Or see if we can spot any traps or anything.
Yeah, this guy would lay a trap at the door to go off, for sure.
Roll your perception.
Faye will help with that one. Faye gets a 34 on that.
35.
Okay. As you two look around, you don't see any immediate traps. The room is decorated in a kind of like that hunter's trophy room with all the heads mounted. Are you guys going to enter?
Yes, cautiously.
As you enter, I need a perception check from everyone.
Nat 20 will give you total 39.
Defibulus is like, wow, look at these trophies. I am completely oblivious to everything going on around me at the moment.
Oh god, you rolled a nat 1.
Yes, I did.
29.
Kalila's the only one that notices as she sees the psycho cough, spit up a bit of blood, and releases something from his hand that slowly rolls to the center of the room and explodes. You were able to shield your eyes as a bright white light just flashes. There is the sound of explosions as his ammo clips go off, barely missing Faye and Defibulus, but completely incinerating him down to bone. His weapon is charred and black. And as the smoke clears, he is gone and dead. The skeleton's still with some meat on it drops to the floor.
Anybody want some barbecue?
Just for that, Faye's gonna go kick him.
All right, you successfully kick a metal skeleton.
It's a metal skeleton?
Yep.
What is with these metal things?
Hey, can I trade Mr. Skelling's for?
It's not organic. You wouldn't be able to summon it, I don't believe.
No upgrade for me, damn.
How badly charred and screwed is that gun?
It was a nice, beautiful silver, and now it is just blackened like coal. You don't know if it's what kind of condition it's in, though.
Defibulus will go take a look at it.
It might be worth saving at least for study, even if you don't want to use something that's been, blown apart a bit.
After looking at it, it looks pretty heavily damaged. It looks like the other ammo that was in the room has been destroyed, but it looks like you've got about 100 shots left, so this is a full clip. But you don't know what would happen if you pull the trigger. You don't know if any internal mechanisms have been damaged because you don't know what this gun actually can do.
Which, by the way, Kalila's gonna be investigating the skeleton for something that she can take of it as a trophy. But since it's metal, I don't know what she could take from it.
But you could take a finger bone or something.
Yeah, but that's unimpressive.
We can take the skull, because remember, I have tools that we got earlier that let me take the arm off that one guy, remember?
Yeah.
So if you want the skull, we can take the skull.
I'm thinking Kalila wants his skull because he enraged her with the whole little hunty birdie gonna cage you. She wants him as a trophy.
All I have to say is,
yes, predator noises. Thank you. Exactly. Like, her hunter is showing, and showing hard right now.
Defibulus will help her remove the skull for her.
After cutting a couple of wires and a couple of bolts, you were able to remove the skull with ease.
Faye's already prowling the room. Out of kind of morbid curiosity, she's peeking into the helmets to see if he kept them whole or if he just took the helmets instead of the heads too.
Oh no, the skulls are in there. In fact, he has used what looks like metal spikes to jam through the back of the helmet into the skull itself.
Gruesome, dude.
Amphibious is going to start looking around for that key card then.
Yeah, after she got her skull, that's what she's going for too.
After satisfying curiosity that she's looking for the thing.
All right, perceptions all around.
30.
37.
35.
As you guys are poking and prodding around, eventually you find a loose piece of floorboard. You're able to peel up the piece of metal, and underneath there is not only the harvester's backpack with the tube, there's a full cylinder of this strange iridescent liquid and a key card.
Didn't Emma also say she needed some kind of stuffy stuff for her addiction of stone skin? And he had it? I don't know, I was just vaguely remembering something about that.
There was some chemicals that she needed that only the harvester would have.
Oh, so it could be in that backpack.
Let's just take her the whole trove.
Yep.
Well, do we go back to Emma and let her know the job's done?
Yep, I'd say so. Don't forget about Faye's trap in the doorway just around the corner.
Hey, Faye, are you alright? You kind of took a lot of bullets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not comfortable, but I'll be fine after a good night's sleep.
Last person that took that many bullets was my brother. Hey, you didn't explode. You didn't explode, so maybe that's just a thing he does.
I was about to say, obviously, I'm not your brother.
Or are you?
Ew.
He'll just give her a very narrow, like, jokingly squint, like, I don't trust you, no.
All this time, and now you don't trust me.
Kalila's gonna smirk. No, that's just Amphibulus's way of showing his love, as she pats him on the back and starts walking back to head towards Emma.
I know. You guys are the only people I actually joke with.
She'll smirk and give her a nod. Don't forget, I have to ask you about that thing you said don't ask about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
As you guys make your way back to Emma's campsite, Emma's troops are all, some are shot, some are heavily wounded, but it looks like there's been another fight while you were away. Emma and the enforcer are standing there, and Emma's holding a data pad up and is typing on it, looking up at him, and he'll nod or shake his head. Seems as if they're trying to find a way to communicate better. As you guys approach her, she turns and she looks over at you guys and it's like,
You guys look like you have seen hell. Do you guys believe in hell? Purgatory?
Nah,
Okay.
I don't. They do. Well, I think they do.
Well, it looks like you guys have seen some Drek. So, what happened?
We brought you some goodies.
Yeah, Psycho had an unfortunate run-in with
Only a
a
few?
couple of arrows and a few
Oh,
bullets.
and Kalila has a new trophy.
She'll hold up the skull. Psycho's not a problem anymore.
she nods.
Wow, you guys stripped it clean pretty quick.
No, that was him.
He stripped his own skull clean.
Something exploded. He let off something with a very loud boom and a bright light, which set off his, what are they called, ammo drums? Looking at Defibulus to let her
Yep.
know. Those things, and then it incinerated him.
He used a white phosphorus grenade.
I don't know what that is.
It burns through everything and literally can melt flesh.
I'm glad we were outside of its radius then.
Yeah, it would have hurt a lot.
I'd imagine. It was in his hand after we thought he was dead. He had a one final cough and that thing fell out of his hand.
Sounds like he was doing like a dead man switch.
Just kind of have an ear twitch of what?
It's a technique some runners use where they would have a cranium bomb or a bomb hooked up to them in some way, so when they die, they take out their opponents with them.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He was dead, and Defibulus shot him in the head just as a just-in-case measure. We entered the room. Probably maybe 20 seconds later, that thing fell out of his hand.
Oh, Emma.
Yes.
He will come over and take off the watch and hand it to her.
She chuckles.
You know, where she's at, I don't think she needs it. Feel free to have it. It was nothing more than a congratulations for getting the position.
Well, I figured I'd at least, offer it back to you since it had sentimental value.
No, I appreciate it, but feel free to keep it.
Oh, we did find your friend's gear, some strange liquid in a cylinder, and a keycard.
Oh? Well, the key card we're going to need to get you to admin. Did it have a tank full of liquid on it?
He'll take it out of the bag of holding and show it to her.
She nods.
Can I have that? I think I can actually use this stuff.
Yeah.
Drugs?
I was doing research on her, the cure she was talking about. I think this is part of it. I think she was doing experiments outside of what the scientists knew, because she sees the stuff more often than they did.
We have no use for it. We just want to get out of here.
Well, the scientists are going to be your best way to do that. Come with me. I'll get you guys up there.
By chance, do you guys have any really good gunsmiths here?
No. If we did, they're all addicted and aren't as smart as they used to be.
Damn.
I can repair stuff to a point, but it's not as good as it could be.
Take out the chart Tommy gun. How about that?
And that's pretty badly burnt. You seem like the smart sort. I would suggest keeping it and not using it, and you'd be able to repair it.
She walks you through the how to eject the magazine safely, and you can see that there are some fresh ammo in there that's undamaged.
Yeah, honestly, Tommy guns, they ain't my thing. You keep it. You seem like the smart enough type that would be able to actually figure out how to get it working.
Oh, thanks. And if it doesn't listen to me, I'll intimidate it into working.
She just nods with this sure, whatever you say, little man.
She goes, and before we head up to admin, it'd be nice to take a moment to rest.
Well, you'll be safe on this floor. My guys will watch you. I'll get you set up in a tent.
Yeah. My paws are a little cooked from, as you like to call it, throwing mojo.
She nods. She finds you a nice quiet area that's private enough to where that you are left alone. She lets you know that there are going to be guards that are watching, and she walks over and closes the door and lets the lights dim out so that you all can rest. And as you guys close your eyes for your well-deserved rest, you can hear the hum of the speakers that you've become accustomed to, and the silence as you drift off for your long rest. And that is the end of this week's episode.
Well, me friends, it seems as if the adventurers have finally defeated the man known as Pycho, and they are one step closer into getting out of this forgotten world known as the Miranda. Well, they have earned a deep, long rest, and so have you. Well, it is time for us to say farewell. For now. As always, me friends, may the dice gods bless your every roll.
We here at What the Dice would like to thank Pyscho for creating Pathfinder, Epidemic Sound for our music, as well as Sirenscape for our sound effects. If you would like to reach out to us, you can do so on Facebook at What the Dice Pod, Twitter at What the Dice Pod, and of course email whatthedicepod@gmail.com. And if you liked our little adventure, please share us with your friends and rate and review us.